What if Satou, the Ajin hero killer, met Jesus? When the man who treated war like a game finally met the lamb who surrendered without playing, in the silence between one shot and the next, Satou smiled. Not out of gratuitous cruelty, but because there, in that tension between life and death, he felt alive. Ever since he discovered he was an Ajin, an immortal rejected by the world, his humanity had vanished completely. To him, the world was a chess strategy. People were pieces. Death was a temporary advantage. Satou was no longer afraid. He killed with elegance, revived with purpose. He used his own death as a maneuver. He lived with a cigarette between his fingers and blood dripping from his boots. He was a legend, an old soldier from forgotten wars. No one knew anymore how many he had killed, nor how many times he had died. Satou didn't fight for justice, revenge, or ideals. He fought because it was fun. It was an addiction. Chaos fed him. Deep down, he no longer even knew why. He had abandoned any trace of emotion that remained. The only sound that moved him was the click of the trigger and the muffled thud of bodies hitting the ground. But there were nights when the silence weighed on him. Not the silence of the battlefield, but the silence when there was no one left to kill. An inner silence. As if, despite his immortality, there was something deeply dead inside him. Something that not even his IBM, that murderous shadow, could touch. On one of those nights, Satou was walking alone through an abandoned alley. There were no soldiers, no government, no adversary. Only darkness and the slow footsteps of someone who had already crossed the boundaries of existence. When he turned around, ready to react, he saw a figure standing before him. A soft light emanated around them. No weapon, no threat. "Aren't you tired?" the figure asked. Satou raised an eyebrow. Tired of what? Of running, of killing, of trying to win a game that never ends. "I came for you." The figure stepped closer. He was a man with a gentle expression, with eyes that neither flinched nor accused. They simply looked as if they already knew, as if they had seen everything. "And who are you?" asked Satou, somewhere between ironic and curious. "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John chapter 14, verse 6. For a second, Satou hesitated. Not out of fear, but because those words cut deeper than bullets. He felt the weight of his own existence, of all the games he had played, the lives he had led, the emptiness that not even death could fill. "Do you think you can fix me?" he scoffed. "I didn't come to fix, I came to save. I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even though they die, will live." John chapter 11, verse 25. Satou stared at the man. "I can't die. I've tested that 1,000 times. That makes me a mistake. A useful mistake, but still a mistake." The man reached out his hand. "There is no mistake my love cannot redeem. I came to seek what was lost." Luke chapter 19, verse 10. Satou didn't know why, but he felt his eyes burn, as if something that had been trapped for decades wanted to break free, as if that presence wasn't judging him, but saw him completely, with everything he had been and everything he could still become. "If anyone wants to come after me, let them deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow me." Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. "I'm not good at following orders," Satou whispered. "I was also rejected, betrayed, crucified. I didn't come to give you orders. I came to give you a new life." Silence. Then Satou, for the first time since he became immortal, knelt down. Not because of physical pain, not because of weakness, but because his soul had finally found someone stronger than himself, someone who didn't need to defeat him because he had already conquered death itself. You who are watching now might know this feeling well. Maybe you've never killed anyone with your own hands, but you've killed dreams, hurt people. Maybe you treat life like a game, always trying to win, dominate, manipulate. Maybe you live as if nothing else matters. But what happens when the game ends? What about when there's no more audience, no target, no next rounds? Jesus didn't come to defeat you. He came to give himself so that you, even without deserving it, could be free. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. He is looking at you now. Yes, right now. With the same eyes that faced Satou. Not with condemnation, but with a calling. "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with him, and he with me." Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. You can continue as you are, or you can open the door. And now, if this story has touched something inside you, I invite you. Comment here below. I open the door if you feel it's time to say yes to this calling. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and also watch the other powerful encounters with Jesus. Each story is a seed, and today, maybe your life is about to bloom. Jesus is still calling. Will you answer?